What is up, guys? It is Coaster Watch here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my full thoughts and review of Steel Vengeance, the RMC Hybrid Hyper at Cedar Point. And before we get into this, I'm not telling you guys where this coaster ranks, because first of all, I have not fully decided where I want to put it, and second, that is to be saved for another video this fall. But anyways, Steel Vengeance is one absolutely insane roller coaster. It stands around a height of 200 feet, reaches a top speed of about 74 miles per hour, I believe. This coaster rolls through 4 inversions and over 5,000 feet of track. This coaster is the epitome of an incredible RMC. This, in my opinion, is the greatest RMC in the world. So that tells you that it's in my top 2. But this coaster just hauls. It is so fast throughout the entire ride. The pacing issues on this coaster are absolutely non-existent. I'm going to walk you guys through the full layout and what I think about this coaster. I'll just give you a walkthrough of the entire coaster. So you walk out through Frontier Town, you pass all of the buildings, you pass Maverick, and immediately standing in front of you, right past the train tracks, is Steel Vengeance. I love the rock work on the sign. It's really beautiful. I really personally do enjoy it. So then you walk through the station, where you have just this huge, massive wood structure around you. All of the queue is under this ginormous wooden structure, which I think that's really cool because you can see the train just like through the wood and like you're inside of its structure. So I think that's something really, really cool. And there's some switchbacks, a nice area we can get some good shots of the ride. And then there's the Tunnel of Death, which speaking of the queue, there isn't a whole lot of theming present. They did pretty good. This is probably the best theming in the park, in my opinion. Maybe other than Maverick, but this coaster seriously does theming really, really, really well, especially for Cedar Fair. It's not comparable at all to anything that Disney or Universal does, but in terms for the purpose of the ride, it does theming just good enough, in my opinion. So the theming is not bad at all. I really do enjoy it. So then you're going to head into your station. There is someone assigning rows, which if you ask, they'll give you whatever row you ask for. So you sit down, you pull down your RMC lap bars, and you head through the transfer track, and you make a right-hand turn, head into 2 bunny hills before you hit that hyper lift hill. And this lift hill is loud. I mean, this thing is like total ear rape. It is so loud. Every time I go on a roller coaster, I talk a lot. I don't know why I do that, and I can't even hear myself speaking going up this lift hill because of how loud it is. It is just quite bizarre. And I'm pretty sure all the RMCs are like this too. So then you head down this 200-foot drop, and in my opinion, this isn't even the strongest drop in the park. This is one of the weaker moments on the ride, to be completely honest with you. I found that to be a common theme on both the RMCs that I've ridden. The drops are, in fact, the weakest parts of the ride. So then you head through the speed hill, which gives you a nice pop of ejector. Head through this first top hat-like element, and then you just fly through this thing. You get so much airtime. You get a really nice view of the park. And from the top of the lift hill, if you look out to the right, you do get a fantastic view of the park. So you head down the top hat. Then you enter an outer bank turn, which gives you some really long, nice sustained ejector air. I love that moment. Then you're going to head into a double up into the first inversion, which is a 0G roll. Pretty whippy. It's fairly whippy, but still not even close to being the most whippy inversion that I've experienced. There's more whippy inversions in the park. Then you head through the sideways airtime moment. You go around for a second, and then you hit the 0G stall, which in my opinion, I found this element to be a little bit overrated. You get some awesome hang time on it, but I did find it just a tad overrated. And you drop down out of that. And then you head up into a double up into the brake run. And in my opinion, this is one of the most surprising, strong moments of airtime on the ride. It is crazy ejector airtime. This is some of the strongest airtime I've ever experienced. And it is pretty sustained no matter what row you're sitting in. In my opinion, this is one of the strongest moments on the ride. And you go up into the mid-course brake run. When I rode it at night with Coaster Kids, the trim brakes were off, so the second half was buck wild. But then my last night I rode it, wasn't quite as strong. But it was still a fantastic ride, especially at night. And then you're going to head through this double up, head through a bank turn, a 0G roll, some more airtime moments, and this whole second half is just airtime moment after airtime moment after airtime moment, then an inversion, airtime moment, then a bank turn, and there is occasionally an Outer Bank turn or a wave turn of some sort. And those moments are really what get me. Those wave turn or those Outer Bank turn moments are absolutely incredible. You just get thrown out of your seat. It is like quad down, Rolling Thunder, El Toro airtime. It is just absolutely insane. And then you end out with a bunny hill finale with 5 hills, kind of like a quintuple down. And you rise up into the station, and your ride on Steel Vengeance is over. This ride is the definition of insane. This ride seriously tries to kill you. And that's what I love about it. This coaster definitely has a lot going for it. It has a really strong drop, has an awesome beginning, has a decent theme, which doesn't really matter too much. It is smooth. This is the smoothest coaster that I've ever been on. Hats off to RMC for making some of the smoothest coasters out there. Like, seriously, this coaster is butter smooth. What isn't to love about Steel Vengeance? This ride is absolutely phenomenal. If I could give a few complaints, it would be that this ride could use a little bit more intensity, in my opinion. Those inversions could use more intensity. I am more of a fan of the whippy inversions rather than the hang time inversions, but if you're a hang time guy, those inversions are all you. And also, the sustained airtime is not as strong as I was expecting. Those bursts are insane. Like, those small ejector bunny hills are all ridiculously insane. But in my opinion, those sustained hills need to be a little bit stronger. But other than that, you have a near perfect ride here. The RMC restraints aren't exactly my favorite thing in the world. They're not great, but they're not awful. They get the job done. And somehow I didn't get stable on one of my rides, and I was just flying. I got 7 rides on this thing. But that's pretty much all I have to say about Steel Vengeance. The airtime is incredible. If I could ask for a few things, it would be better restraints, more intense sustained air, and just a little bit more intensity overall, in my opinion, because I think I have been on more intense roller coasters, but it still is one of the most intense that I've been on, and some of the strongest ejector air that I've ever experienced. So for its final score, I'm obviously giving it a 10 out of 10. This ride absolutely blew me out of the water. The first ride I got on it wasn't so strong. I was kind of debating whether I should even put it in my top 3. But then I rode this thing like in the middle of the day, and it was heated up. When this thing heats up, it is just an absolute nightmare. Anyone who says this is the best roller coaster in the world, I could definitely see why. This thing is fantastic, and I think RMC couldn't have done any better with Mean Streak. So let me know what your thoughts are on Steel Vengeance in the comments. Be sure to post your thoughts below. Like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Peace out.